They're at a party, music is playing, people are laughing. Someone just told a joke and the whole room erupted, and they smiled. Because that's what they do. But inside their head, something else was already happening. They noticed the person across the room who laughed just a little too late. They noticed the couple in the corner who haven't touched each other all night. They noticed the way their friend's voice changed when someone asked about her job. Just slightly, just enough. Nobody else caught any of that, but they did. And now they're standing in the middle of a party, surrounded by people, holding a drink, and they feel completely and utterly alone. Not because nobody likes them, but because they are living in a completely different version of this room than everyone else. They walk into a room and it hits them before anyone speaks. The energy, the tension underneath the smiles, the thing that nobody is saying but everybody is feeling. They read a text message and they don't just read the words, they read the punctuation, the response time. The thing that was there in the last message but isn't in this one. They have a conversation and when it's over, they replay it. Not because they're paranoid, because their brain genuinely picked up on something and now it needs to figure out what. They sit in a meeting and they already know who is about to quit, who is secretly angry, who is performing confidence they don't actually feel. They know these things the way other people know the weather, automatically, without trying. And every single piece of that information costs them something. By the end of the day, they are tired in a way that sleep doesn't fix. Not physically tired, something deeper, a kind of exhaustion that sits behind their eyes and in their chest and in their bones. People ask what's wrong. They say nothing. Because how do you explain that they spent the entire day processing things that were never even meant for them? That they absorbed the emotional atmosphere of every room they walked into? That their brain collected data all day without their permission, and now they need 3 hours alone just to feel like themselves again? They can't explain it. So they just say, tired, and leave it at that. Here's what they've probably told themselves for years. That they're too much. That they feel too deeply. That they need to toughen up. Stop overthinking. Stop reading into everything. Stop taking things so personally. Maybe someone said it to them directly. Maybe they just absorbed it slowly, the way they absorb everything, until one day it became the voice in their own head. And the worst part is they believed it. They spent years trying to feel less, to notice less, to be the kind of person who can just enjoy a party without running a silent psychological analysis of everyone in the room. But they couldn't turn it off, because it was never something they turned on. There's a psychologist named Elaine Aron who spent decades studying people exactly like them. And what she found changed everything. She discovered that roughly 1 in 5 people are born with a nervous system that is fundamentally more sensitive than everyone else's. Not weaker, not damaged, just built differently. Their brain doesn't filter the way other brains do. Most people's nervous systems act like a bouncer at a door, letting in what's relevant, blocking out the rest, keeping things manageable. Theirs lets everything in. The flicker of someone's expression that lasted half a second, the slight change in someone's breathing when a topic made them uncomfortable, the barely there shift in energy when someone walked into the room carrying something they haven't said out loud yet. They catch all of it. And then their brain, being the deep and thorough processor that it is, doesn't file it away. It works on it, all of it, all the time. Picture this. 2 people walk into the same room. The first one looks around, decides it seems fine, grabs a drink, moves on. The second one walks in and immediately feels something, a texture to the air, something about the dynamic between the people standing near the window, a sound underneath the music that's slightly off. An atmosphere they can't name but absolutely cannot ignore. Same room, same people, same moment. Completely different experience. They will also leave that room carrying a weight the first person never even noticed picking up. That second person is them. It has always been them. And here's what they need to sit with for a moment. That weight they carry, that invisible exhaustion that nobody around them seems to understand, it's not a character flaw. It's not anxiety. It's not weakness. It's the cost of a gift they were never taught to value. Because the same sensitivity that drains them is the reason people feel genuinely seen when they talk to them. It's why they understand things about people that those people haven't even understood about themselves yet. It's why they walk into situations and feel what's wrong before anyone can name it. It's why, when someone is really hurting, they find their way to them. They are not too sensitive for this world. They are one of the few people in it who is actually paying attention. So what do they do with this? They stop apologizing for needing to recover. The 3 hours alone after a social event. The quiet morning before they can face people. The way they sometimes need to sit in their car for 10 minutes before going inside. That's not weakness, that's maintenance. That's what it costs to run the system they're running. They stop trying to feel less. Feeling less was never actually available to them. But feeling better about feeling this much? That's possible. That starts today. And they start protecting their energy like it's the most valuable thing they own. Not every room deserves their full presence. Not every person deserves their deepest attention. They are allowed to stay at the surface sometimes. They're allowed to leave early, to cancel, to choose silence over stimulation without explaining themselves to anyone. They have always known there was something different about the way they move through the world, the way things land on them that seem to bounce right off everyone else, the way a single conversation can stay in their body for days, as if they were their own, the way they sometimes feel the feelings of the people around them. They weren't imagining it, they were just never given the words for it. So here they are. They notice more, they feel more, they process more. And yes, it costs more, but it also means they are living at a depth that most people will never reach. They don't notice too much. They notice exactly enough.